Yo, what's going on? It's been a minute since I've done a video. As you can see, I bought a truck. My car's sitting in the garage over there. That's not coming out for a little while now, hopefully at least. Yeah, I bought a truck. Got myself a 2007 Mazda B4000, so 4-liter V6, 4-wheel drive. Got some 33-inch mud tires on her, and it's pretty dirty as you can see. And today we are actually going out on a trail. We're going for a trail run, and I figured I'd decide to record it. We're just gonna go and pick up my buddy here in a couple minutes, and yeah, then we're gonna go hit the trail. It's a trail I've never been on before. Don't even really, I mean, I know where it is, but I've never been to where it is before. I mean, been in the general area, but you know. So yeah, we're just gonna pretty much go right into it. I'll catch you guys once we're on the road. Alright, so we're just heading out on the road now. Going to pick up my buddy. I'm not going to record the whole way up to the trail because it's probably about 45 minutes or so away. Yeah, my buddy's house is just a couple minutes up the road. So yeah. Alright. So we're not doing anything crazy today. Like I said, it's a trail I've never been on. But also, I'm the only truck going. So I cannot afford to get stuck. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to hear me both over the truck and over the tires when we're on the road. Yeah, so I have a feeling a lot of this video, if I can figure it out, will probably be voiceover, because I'm going to be talking to my buddy most of the time, most of the run anyways. So we'll just have to see. It may or may not be, but we'll find out. You know, there'll be some stuff that might be voiceover, there'll be some stuff that won't be. That's always a possibility as well. Yeah. So I know it's been a fat minute since I've recorded anything for this channel. Just, I don't know, been busy and haven't really felt like recording. Moved out of the city, living back down in the valley now. Yeah, not going to be driving the car very much in the winter. That's one of the reasons why I bought the truck actually. Bought it for back and forth to work, and I bought it for the winter. So this is the winter rig. I can't guarantee there'll be a lot of content coming over the winter with this. There may or may not be. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet. Alright, we're just pulling up to my buddy's place now, so we'll catch you guys in a minute.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yes. Alright, we are at the trail. Just finished airing down my tires because I didn't want to drive all this way on 17 pounds of air. So yeah, we're here. The trail's right across from us, as you guys can see, and we're just gonna fucking go for it, I guess. So as you guys can see here, we're coming up on a really rocky section. It's a lot steeper than it actually looks. So I tried to do as much of it in two-wheel drive as I could, but as you guys will see here in a second, right there, the back end kind of slips out from under me. So that was my limit in two-wheel drive. So I decided to put it in 4 low to climb up this instead of 4 high, just because it's a lot easier on the torque converter. You're not putting as much strain on it using 4 low. It also keeps the front wheels in check to keep them from spinning freely. And so right here, I just stopped. I let my buddy get out to film, as you guys can see right here. I just wanted to get an outside angle of me climbing up the hill. Again, the camera really doesn't do it justice of how steep this hill was. It was pretty freaking steep, I'm not gonna lie. Very good climb. Like I said, I know it doesn't really look that impressive on camera, but trust me, it was pretty steep, and the rocks were a lot bigger than they look. For some reason, the GoPro didn't want to record horizontally, so I had to put this one vertical, but yeah. Alright, so now we're just hopping back in the truck here, keep the climb going from inside. We're pretty much at the top of the hill now, so we're just gonna get the music going again and keep watching, speed it back up a little bit. So right here, the trail's starting to get really muddy, and as you guys can see, just right up ahead, there's a really deep spot, or what looks like really deep, really big, right? So right here, we're just stopping to get out of the truck. I wanted to grab a branch to stick down into the water just to see how deep it actually was. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just hopping out of the truck. You see me walking around there, grabbing a branch from the other side, and I'm just gonna walk out, kind of out into the center there, and you can see me there with the branch just sticking it down into the water, right? Just to see how deep it actually is. I measured it up next to the side of the truck just to see right about where the limit is, because this truck doesn't have a snorkel on it, and the factory intake comes in right behind the headlight. So if I'm any deeper than the top of my bumper, I'm taking in water, right? Which is not something you want, obviously. So I'm going around into a couple different spots here, checking out that side trail just to see how deep it is over there. But it's really soft over there because I put the stick in and the stick just kept sinking, right? There was no really hard ground. But over here on the right side, there was a lot more hard ground. There's only about 2 inches of like really soft stuff, but the water was deeper. So I was really kind of hesitant on what way to go. But I ended up deciding that I was going to go through the right side. And you can see that just from me walking there, I'm slipping around, right? It's really slippery. So now we're just getting back in the truck, and I'm just going to go through the right side here, the one that's straight ahead of me. But you'll see in a second, it's a lot deeper than I actually kind of thought it was just by sticking the stick in there. So we're just getting going here. I'm trying to get it into four-wheel drive there. So we're going in, and both of us, each of us has our head out each window. We're both watching just to see where the water is on the tires. Because I know if it's at the top of my tires, it's too deep. Right there, the front of the truck sank. And I got really scared for a second because I didn't really know what I was going to do. So I ended up just saying, should I just gun it through and hope I make it? And that's exactly what I ended up doing. You're just going to see it here in a second. I just put the foot down in four-wheel drive, put the foot down, and I just go. Because I don't really want to go all the way back through since I'm more than halfway, right? I don't want to try to back up out of it and try to go the other way. So I just gun it through there, and then we get to this other little one. That one's not deep at all. But that's one of those things, because I'm out here by myself, right? So you got to be really careful in situations like that, because you never know if you're going to get stuck or get swamped. See, right here, this is another little water hole I was a little skeptical of after the last one, but it ended up not being very deep. But I went through in four-wheel drive just in case, because you never know how soft the bottom's going to be. It ended up being just fine. It wasn't really deep at all. No, not even halfway up the side of the tires. But even still, it's one of those things you really got to be cautious sometimes, because again, you never know. So right here, as you can see, we're coming around the corner and we encounter a side-by-side. And I moved off to the side because this is primarily a off-highway vehicle trail, so four-wheelers and side-by-sides. So I really just wanted to get out of his way, let him go by, and he was very appreciative of that. And that's what you always should do when you're on a trail that's not meant for trucks. So you guys can see this water hole is big, really big. And I was a little worried because this is the only way to go without turning back around and going all the way back out. So I had to go through it no matter what if I wanted to keep going. So as you can see, I'm just going really, really slow through here because I don't want to take any risks of, again, falling in too deep and swamping the truck or getting stuck in the mud, right? But as you can see, that one really wasn't that deep. But it was really sketchy going through it just because it was so big and you couldn't see a path to go through. There was no ruts or anything, no rocks sticking up out. So it was really, really worried that it was going to be really deep right in the middle because a lot of them like that are. So again, you got to be really careful, right? So as you guys can see here, there's another really steep rocky hill coming up. And again, just like the first one, I really wanted to see how far up it I could get in two-wheel drive. And this one, I actually ended up making it all the way up in two-wheel drive, which really surprised me. I wasn't expecting to make it up at all, because you can see these rocks are pretty big and they look pretty wet, so they're slippery, right? So I was not expecting to make it up, but what it is I've got my tires aired right down. I think I'm running 15 pounds of air in these tires because I don't have bead locks or anything, so I don't want to put them too low to risk a debead. But you can see this is really rough, right? And I'm off to this side because off to the left side there, I was looking at it, and there's no way that I was going to be able to clear that. I don't have enough ground clearance for that, so my drive shaft, I think, would have been the first thing to hit that rock, and I really didn't want to risk that. So right here, I'm just clearing some trees out of the way. And right there, my GoPro actually died, and then I lost the footage for the next little section, so we ended up skipping probably 15 minutes of the trail there. So we just stopped for lunch right there. Now we're getting on the move again. We're heading down to the end. So it's really just the last little bit of trail left is all we have to do. So you guys can see now we're getting really close to the end of this part of the trail. You can see the water down there. That's the ending point, is that little beach. So we're just coming down this hill, which, by the way, this mud was really, really slippery. It was really slick. So it was kind of a matter of being careful, because I didn't really have very much for brakes on this, because my brakes just kept locking up. So that's one of those spots where you also got to be really careful, because you never know if you're going to just start sliding down the hill. As you guys can see, we've made it to the quote-unquote end of the trail at a beach.
Quote-unquote beach?
Yeah, a quote-unquote beach. Yeah, there ain't really much of a beach here. Yeah, tide's in, so we can't even really go down very far, but that's fine. It's not allowed to drive on the beach anyways. But yeah, so now we're gonna, I don't know, figure out what way we want to go out. Alright.
Oh, this is probably called Morden Beach, isn't it?
I don't think so, no. So we figured out what way we're going out, and we're gonna do that right now. another set of trails here. I'm gonna not kill my GoPro battery life. It's just getting a little low. So I'll catch you guys when we get there. All right, we made it to the trail. This is mostly just a fire road. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit of fucking around and exploring. So right here I found a little side pit that was pretty open, pretty empty, pretty flat too. So I decided I wanted to go in and play around a little bit. You can see that nice little loop up there that I kind of wanted to slide around. So that's exactly what I did. After we stopped here for a second just to kind of catch our breath and get situated, we decided that, yeah, we were going to go in a little bit further, go through that little water spot right there just to see how deep it was. It wasn't at all. I don't even know if it came up to the bottom of the rims. But yeah, we just wanted to go in and kind of slide around a little bit. That's exactly what we did. It ended up having one really, really rough spot though. It kind of bounced the truck all over the place. You'll see that in a second. But the GoPro, with its stability and kind of like whatever lens tracking thing it's got going on, kind of takes away from like the look of the slide, because you can see the camera kind of just looks over there a little bit. But you can definitely still tell what I'm doing, and you can see the marks too. But right there, it gets really rough. It was actually kind of funny. Me and my buddy were just laughing about it the whole time. It was really fun. But we decided to go again just for another one, just to basically do the same thing. But yeah, we just wanted to have a little bit of fun in the little open sand or gravel, dirt pit, whatever you want to call it. And slide back out. That's about it. So at this point, we're kind of just exploring. Right here, we decided that we wanted to turn off the main fire road and start down a different path. And this one leads pretty much right, like, it leads right to the foot of a lake, to a nice little beach. So we just decided to go exploring, see where it ended up, see what kind of trail it was. And I'm glad we did, because it was a very fun trail. There was a couple spots that were kind of sketchy, but the GoPro died before we could even get there. There was one spot that was really, really deep that I ended up having to go around because I dropped the whole front end of the truck into the water. Like, it was almost at the top of the hood, so I was almost sucking in water. Like, it was pretty bad. But unfortunately, like I said, the GoPro died before we even got there, so I wasn't able to record it. So at this point, you can see me, I'm kind of just splashing through these puddles. I'm really just messing around. But unfortunately, it did kind of take a little bit of a toll on the front suspension. I noticed actually not too far up the trail from where we are right now, I noticed that my driver's side lower ball joint was starting to make some noise. It was starting to pop a little bit. So I think I ended up blowing out my bottom ball joint. Going through these puddles as hard as I was, because I was hitting them pretty hard, as you can see. I mean, I'm splashing water way up in the air. So just doing that kind of stuff, you really, again, like everything, you really got to be careful, because you end up breaking something on the trail and then you're at this stranded, especially if you're by yourself like I was. It was definitely fun splashing through the puddles like this, but yeah, I think it definitely took a toll on the suspension of the truck, because some of these puddles were really deep and they were really hard. Like, I was hitting them pretty hard, like that one right there. You're really just beating the crap out of the truck, beating the crap out of the suspension, especially where I've got my torsion bars raised up a little bit in the front, so it's the front suspension is quite a bit stiffer than it would be from coming straight out of the factory. So yeah, just you gotta really watch yourself when you're beating through the trails as hard as that. So now that we're getting close to the end of the video, I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I definitely want you guys to let me know if you want to see more content like this, running the truck through some trails and stuff like this. Unfortunately, there would have been another about 20 minutes of footage, but I ended up stopping the recording when I got out of the truck to check my ball joint just to make sure I didn't break it on the spot. Which was actually, I just pulled off not too far from here. And yeah, I ended up losing that footage. For some reason, I can't seem to get it back. It's still on my GoPro, but it won't let me transfer it to my computer. I tried sending it to my phone, and it won't let me transfer it from there either. So unfortunately, that happened with a couple clips. So we did miss out on a little bit of the trails, but that's all right. But yeah, definitely let me know if you guys want to see some more like this in the future.